Hey there, fellow guitar enthusiasts, Tonio here from Tony's Guitar Hangout. Today we're delving into one of the most essential elements of guitar playing, rhythm. So grab your guitar and let's dive right in. Rhythm is the heartbeat of music, the driving force that keeps us grooving. As guitarists, mastering rhythm is key to becoming a versatile player. Whether you're strumming along to your favorite songs or crafting your own melodies, understanding rhythm opens up a world of possibilities. But what exactly is rhythm? Simply put, it's the pattern of beats in a piece of music. What gives the music its flow, its pulse. Think of it as the foundation upon which melodies and harmonies are built. Now let's break down the basics of rhythm as its core. Rhythm is divided in measures, each containing a set of number of beats. These beats are grouped together into patterns known as time signatures, like 4/4 or 3/4, indicating how much beats in each measure and what type of note receives one beat. Of course, I can't cover the whole topic in one video. Therefore, the topic is way too big and way too important, but just to scratch the surface. We really deep dive into the topic rhythm, learn notes, learn rhythmic values, learn how to apply all that knowledge on guitar, and then most importantly, I show you how to be really creative with these rhythmic values. This video is all about understanding rhythmic values. These values are most of the time written down as notes. And if you now think, God, I didn't understand that in school and I still don't want to know about this nonsense, Tonio, let me take a little pressure from your shoulders. There's really complicated ways to teach that topic and there's simple ways. And I promise you, with my method, everyone that I know understood rhythm notes in under 10 minutes. Alright, if you don't trust me and I'm wrong, the worst thing that can happen is that you prove that I'm wrong and I waste 10 minutes of your precious time. I want to apologize therefore, because I'm pretty sure this 10 minutes is well invested time. Okay, let's get it on. Let's get it on. So rhythm is nothing more than time sliced in chunks. If I take 4 seconds and would take a step, every second I take 4 steps in 4 seconds, right? Let's try that out together. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I doubled my steps in the same amount of time, I have less time for each step, right? Okay, let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means if you want each step equally long, every step has to be exactly half a second long if you want to do 8 steps in 4 seconds. To understand that concept even better, we symbolize that the whole amount of time we took the 4 seconds with pizza. If I cut that pizza in 4 equally big pieces, I have 4 slices of pizza, right? So now you could number the slices of pizza like 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you transfer that concept back to music and remember what you learned in school about notes, you might recognize that you didn't see a lot of numbers written down in music. You saw these odd symbols. That's because people at some point in history created symbols that represent the value of what we usually count with numbers.
Now don't do it again.
What happened is that these people took the sliced pizza and each pizza slice is translated into a symbol that represents the pizza slice, and this symbol looks like this. I hope you could follow me for so far. So we have 1 bar or 1 pizza sliced in 4 quarters, and that's exactly how we call that note. A quarter. 4 quarters set together is 1 bar, and we count that quarters just like we count pizza slices. 1, 2, 3, 4. But what if I have more people at my table that I have to feed? What if 4 quarters in 1 pizza is just not enough? What we could do is we cut every quarter in half. Now we would have a pizza that is sliced in 8 slices. Transferred to music, we would now have a bar that is cut in 8 equally long chunks. Now it's getting a little tricky. Instead of counting the chunks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we count them 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The symbols for 2/8 looks like this. And 2/8, as you can see, is exactly the same size as 1/4. So 1/4 equals 2/8. And if you have a close look at the eighths notes, you might recognize the notes are just 2/4 that are connected together with this little line on the top of the notes. That's the reason why we don't count to 8 but 4, is that the chunks in the bar always come down to the concept of quarters. Every further cut we do on a slice comes from cutting quarters, the 1, 2, 3, 4, in smaller parts. So that's why we count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We call, or I call, or in summary, musicians call that concept subdivisions. Quarters is a subdivision of a whole bar. Eighths is a subdivision of quarters. So to sum that up until here, pizza sliced in 4 pieces, 4 of these symbols, and count 1, 2, 3, 4. Pizza sliced in 8 slices, 4 of these symbols, and count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, what if we now cut the 8 slices in even smaller chunks? We now, you tell me, damn right, have 16 slices. Remember that we counted the quarters 1, 2, 3, 4 and the eighths 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. When it comes to 16ths, how do we count them? Remember that we don't count higher than 4. Concept of subdivisions, 16ths is a subdivision of 8. So I have to name all the slices in between differently. And common sense is to name them E. So now we count all the slices: 1E and E, 2E and E, 3E and E, 4E and E. And the appropriate symbol for a combination of 4 16ths looks like this. So we have either a quarter, 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 2/8, 1 and, or 2 and, or 3 and, or 4 and, or 4 16ths, 1E and E, 2E and E, 3E and E, or 4E. It gets a little complicated now, right? Let's simplify that a little so that you can understand that even more easily. Instead of counting the notes, we give our notes names as synonyms or words. So instead of seeing a quarter and say 1, 2, 3, or 4, we just say sprite. So every time you see this note, you say and you think sprite. So say it loud so that you really understand it. This is a sprite. For 2/8, we don't say 1 and anymore, but we say soda. See? Every syllable is connected to one note, like soda. We could also do that with 16ths. Instead of counting 1E and E or 2E and E, we now say Coca-Cola. Also, the syllables are connected to the notes. Coca-Cola. What we now could do is taking 4 words to fulfill one whole bar, like one whole pizza, like Sprite. Sprite is like 1, 2, 3, 4, but spoken differently. 4 sodas, like soda would be a bar as well. Or 4 Coca-Colas. Coca-Cola. Now here comes the secret sauce. You could mix that up just like you want. Like Sprite, soda, or Sprite, soda, Sprite, Coca-Cola. Or Coca-Cola, soda, Sprite, soda. We can easily create our own creative rhythmic patterns with that. That's simple. For the beginning, try to work with the synonyms like soda and Sprite and Coca-Cola. If you're familiar with the concept, if you really understand how that works, try to count it properly, like 1 and 2 and 3 and Sprite, soda, then would be 1, 2 and 3, 4 and, or 1, 2E and E, 3, 4E and E equals Sprite, Coca-Cola, Sprite, Coca-Cola. That's not really too hard, right? This is all that we are doing today. You now hopefully understand the concept of quarters, eighths, and 16ths, and learned the appropriate symbols to represent them and how to count them. And you learned that their length always stays in relation to the amount of time you have for the notes. Next step that we take is applying that knowledge to your playing. So that you don't miss out on the next part, subscribe and put on the push notifications. Keep rocking.